Hello, my name is Lo Easton and I help students pay for college by helping them win scholarships. And I've been doing this for about a full year now, okay? And here's my dilemma. I've had students already come to me and say within the year that I've been posting about scholarship advice, that by using my advice and my help, that they've already won money, either enough to pay for college already, or just enough to keep them pushing and continuing to apply because they're seeing that it's working. And then I have a lot of students who are in my DMs and my comments and every other messaging thing that they can do. And they're telling me that they want to do the scholarship thing, but they don't know how to start. And so in my mind, I am like, what is the bridge? What is the distance? What is not connecting between the students that have taken the advice and it works and the students that are still struggling to even find a good place to start? And I had a hypothesis. I had a theory because I, unfortunately, was one of the students that found out about scholarships. Like when I first found out about scholarships, when I learned about them, I was stuck for 2 years. For 2 years, I learned about them and did not do anything with the information. And that is why I push so hard and so heavy on students, because I don't want them to make the same mistakes that I did. But now I'm seeing that this pattern is continuing. So my theory was actually proven by this little experiment that I did. So basically what I did is I posted this TikTok video.
I am proud to say that I've taught him, given him really good financial advice on saving.
You give me some advice, but I don't listen to it.
Kind of poking fun at those students so that they would feel a little attacked. And then I asked them, I said to them, why are you not starting? What do you think is stopping you from starting? And they told me, and I took notes. So not to be too aggressive, but I took notes on everything that they told me. And so basically what I got from this, my conclusion from this scientific, very, very highly scientific experiment, was that I was right. My theory was correct. And what the theory is that it's not necessarily that these students don't have the right information or that there's just this big, huge block in their life that is stopping them from doing something. It is the fact that it is mostly a mental block that is stopping them. So literally the number one answer that I got when I asked students, what is stopping you from starting scholarships? Why are you not starting, at least starting? The number one thing was things involving just mental blocks. So they said that they weren't motivated, that they feel lazy, that they don't think that they can win, that they're just afraid, just general fear. Things like anxiety. People said, I'm just in a bad place right now, mentally, just all of that stuff. And then procrastination, a really, really big one. This was the main themes of people reaching out and saying that this is what is stopping them from starting. And this theory that I had that is proven to be correct makes so much sense, because for me, that was the number one thing. The number one thing for me is when I found out about scholarships, I was like, okay, that's dope, but number one, I'm not gonna be the one to win them, most likely. And then number two, just the fear of putting myself out there potentially to get rejected and then potentially to fail was just too much. I was afraid of failure. And then honestly, in a way, and a thing that I'm noticing in my life consistently is also there's this fear of success. What if it does work? What do I do then? And you just think about it so much and you're overthinking, and then you don't act on it. And so that's where a ton of y'all are. And it's unfortunate because I hate to see you there, but I'm glad that that is one of the biggest blocks, because it's something that I push to overcome. So I feel, a little bit more capable to guide you through that. So that was the main one. And then there, of course, were other little bubbles on here that were stopping students. So I'm gonna go through basically each main theme of these blocks and kind of try to help you through them. So if you're stuck and you feel like you don't know how to start, but you really want to, then this is gonna be the video for you. Okay. So when it comes to getting over these mental blocks and then finding a direct path to get started and stop doubting yourself, I think it really boils down to two things, which is getting your priorities straight and getting your self-esteem and picking it up and getting your together, gathering your self-esteem and picking it up. Because when you're battling self-doubt and imposter syndrome, and if you yourself don't even believe that you can accomplish something, logically, why would you then go and put effort into it? So, you know, I am a believer of like things like manifestation and like speaking out your intentions and like, you know, really believing in yourself and all of that stuff. But I know not a lot of people like to think like that, and I also am a very logical person, so I think about it like this: anything that I do, if in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, I don't believe that this thing is possible, I'm not gonna put in my best effort and really go for it or even start. And so that's where I think a lot of students are stuck, especially with the scholarship thing, is because it's like, you're like, why would somebody give me money? Why would this work out for me? I don't think I'm going to be good enough. I don't think I can write essays. I don't think I can do this. So you're overthinking it. You're thinking of all these reasons why somebody wouldn't pick you. And so it's like, of course you're not going to do it because you feel like it's pointless. And so you have no motivation. You lack no type of a push or drive to do it. And I think, you know, the biggest thing with self-esteem that I learned for myself when it came to being the first in my family to, number one, go to college, and then number two, graduating debt free, like not having to take out loans, and, you know, not having any debt and graduating, and then also starting a career on social media, like doing that stuff. And that's like super hard industry to break into. Like that's not super easy. And I've done other things that I felt like are supposed to be impossible, but I've done them. And I sit and I ask myself, like, what do I think is the main push for that? Like, how is that possible for me? And it really all boils down to a sense of like, I think I've developed almost like a delusional level of confidence, as crazy as that sounds. But I think that is really the best way that you can go about things in life. I recommend watching this video by Gabby Beckford. She is Pax Light on TikTok, Instagram, like everywhere. She has a website. She specializes in travel scholarships, and I've gotten to know her like a little bit through social media. But I watched a TED Talk that she had, and it was all about developing delusional confidence. And this is something that I did not have a word for before. But in watching her video, I was like, oh my gosh, like we have a very similar like thought process. And that's what really has pushed me to go after everything that I want in life, is just like almost having a delusional level of like, why not me? Why not me? You know, and really just like betting, not against yourself, but for yourself, and pushing for the things that you want, despite you thinking like, or, you know, just despite there being reasons for you to have doubt. And like I said, I really recommend that you watch that. But I think for me, that all boils down to the fact that like in life, people are going to bet against you. They're going to tell you that you can't do things. You can look at anything and find a million reasons why it wouldn't work out. But why would you add on more doubt, more pressure, more just negativity in your life, when you can choose to just believe in yourself, and then you never know what will happen. I'm never going to be the person to tell you that it's 100% guaranteed to be a success, that it's 100% guaranteed to work out. But it's like, really look at your situation and go like, what is, like, if you take a chance on yourself and you bet on yourself, sure, it might not work out, but what if it does? How much could that improve your life? How much could that benefit you? And I'll say, like, just a side note with the scholarship thing, the number one thing I learned from the scholarship process for myself was, again, that delusional confidence of just going balls to the wall, like for anything that I want. I don't care how crazy it seems. I'm gonna do everything in my power, everything that I'm capable of doing to achieve that goal. And so I promise you, like, let's say you do the scholarship process and maybe you don't cover all the expense. Learning how to search for opportunities and apply yourself and push past rejection and finding new opportunities and being so focused on like improvement and growth all the time, that is a skill that's going to take you so much further in life. Like, I've gotten money to pay for college beyond just scholarships, like finding internships, finding different programs to join. And I learned all of those skills of searching for different resources from doing the scholarship process. And that's things that I want to share with y'all. But it's like, you have to get into that mindset of like, okay, let me take a chance on myself. Even if it might not work out, let me take a chance. And so I think that's a really, really big thing of like, that's stopping people, is they're like, but why would it be me? Why not you? Why not you? You know what I mean? Stop thinking about all the negative, just why not you? And how can you make it work for you? it's a lot easier to shoot things down because it doesn't require a lot of effort. But really sitting down and starting to think of a strategy on how you can improve your life, that takes work. And I think that's why a lot of people run away from it. But sit down and just, I challenge you to take a bet on yourself. Take a chance, like see what happens. I really think that's important. The number one thing I can tell you what helped me work through this feeling of like not being good enough and also just thinking that it wouldn't work for me, it was just really the real thing, and I talked about this before, was just I was broke and I needed money. So that was the main motivation, was even if I don't think this is possible, what are my other options? And so you really have to sit down and think about, I think for yourself is like, okay, what is my goal? And what are my options in accomplishing this? Because if you come from a family that you know that they cannot afford to pay for your college tuition, whether you are super low income or maybe even middle class, but y'all just don't have that money available, then it's like you really have to sit down and go, okay, then what is it gonna be? The second most common reason I was seeing students saying that they were not starting scholarships is because they didn't know the first step. They couldn't figure out the first step, so they were just stuck. Which on paper, sounds like a legitimate excuse. But in reality, it's not a legitimate excuse. Number one, because they were telling me that they didn't know how to start. They were telling me that they didn't know how to start. I have dedicated the past year of my life to uploading scholarship resources and information on my website, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my TikTok, even my Twitter. I don't maintain it that much, to be fair, but on so many levels and like so many corners of the internet, I've been putting information on how to get started with scholarships. And I tell people all the time, I plug my website, I plug my resources. Like I said, there are students that have taken my advice already and they have won money towards their education already. And the students that they keep asking me questions, but how do I get started? But how do I start? But how do I start? And I tell them all the time, finesseyoureducation.com, go. Check out this resource that I made, it's free. Do this, it's free. Go do this, it's free. Everything is and they go, but I just don't. It's like, no, you don't want to know because you want a valid excuse on why you won't get started. That's my theory. It may be different, but that's what I think. Because once again, I've been the student that has not started and just goes, oh, well, they won't pick me, so I'm not going to do it. And then at some point it became, oh, well, I just don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's like, man, figure it out. And I mean that in the most, like, it's just like sometimes you have to have somebody grab you by the collar and shake you and be like, wake up. Because the thing is, and then I have this very random story, but I was watching a podcast with Kevin Hart, very random, but just hear me out. And he was telling a story about how when he was in school, he was a class clown, he was joking around, cracking jokes, he's a comedian, right? But he would, always have fun in class. He had all these friends and everything. And he was just always joking throughout high school, never took it serious, all of that. And then when it came to senior year, all of his friends, all of the people that, were laughing and cracking jokes with him, they were like, oh, I'm going to college. Oh, I'm going to this school and I'm doing this. Oh, I'm starting my career doing this. Oh, I'm going to go. And they all had these plans after high school. And he was looking around and going, wait, hold up, this was serious? Like, nobody told me that I was supposed to do this. Nobody told me that y'all were really gonna go to school, and nobody told me that I had to think about my career. Nobody told me. And I just remember this story that he told because that is exactly how I saw things happen in my high school with like my peers. Is there were so many people that were like, oh my God, wait, nobody told me that, like I know so many people that were like juniors in high school, and then when it came to time to them to start thinking about college, they're like, oh my God, I wrecked my GPA when I was a freshman and nobody told me that I was gonna need, the moral of the story. Well, number one, schools need to do a better job with preparing students. I believe that 1,000%. But also number two, what a lot of people learn when it's honestly too late is that if you don't take your life into your own hands, like you don't take responsibility for, the outcome, your life path, you're gonna learn when it's too late that nobody is coming to save you or guide you or put you on the path that's the right fit for you. You got to do that. And it sucks because ideally there should be these mentors and these people, and you know, ideally your parents should be there, and ideally there should be members of the community or your teachers and stuff. But for a lot of us that grow up in areas that don't have that, or your parents are working all the time, or they don't even have the experience when it comes to college and scholarships and all of this stuff, for a lot of us, that responsibility falls on us. And if you're waiting for somebody to come and take your hand and lead you on the right path and tell you exactly what you need to do, you're going to be waiting for a really long time because they're not coming. And so you have to take things into your own hands. You know what I mean? It's like, for me, I put out my website, I put out the information, I put out the tutorials, and you know what happens? People don't watch them. They go, oh, I'll get to it. Oh, I'll finally check it out. You know, oh, I'll do this, and then they don't do it. And it's like, you know, I can put all the information out there, but I can't make you click it. I can't make you read it. I can't make you watch it. I can't make you want it. You gotta want it. So the first step, I've been putting out the first steps to starting scholarships. You know, I've got videos, blogs, everything. I got everything. It's out there, but people don't start. And I will link the information. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it in the thing, you know, the box with the information. I'll put it there. And I will have it all there for you. But you have to click it. You gotta watch it. You gotta take the notes. You gotta apply it. That's what you have to do. And so when students tell me, I just don't know the first step, I would start, but I just don't know the first step. Let me tell you a little something about motivation and priorities. I'm a big Drake stan, right? If somebody told me today, right now, that a new Drake song just leaked, I would find the song 5 seconds. New Drake song leaked 2021. Like I would find that song, and by this evening, I would know the song. I'd be able to rap it front and back. You know what I mean? Before the song has even been officially released, I'd be able to find it. I'll give you a real example. Somebody posted a video on TikTok of their couch, and then they showed this little stool, this little green stool. And I was like, oh my God, that stool is so pretty. Like, oh my God, like, what is this? They didn't post any information about the stool. Look what I did. From a video of a stool, no information about it. I found a stool and I bought it because I wanted it that bad that I went out and I sought information. I did research, FBI investigation level research to find the stool on Amazon. Thank you, Jeffrey Bezos. You know what I mean? But because I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. I needed it, right? So if you really want to do scholarships, here's the main point that I'm trying to make. If you really want to do scholarships, but you're saying, but I just don't know the first step. I would start, but I just don't know the first step. You don't really want it. Because if you really wanted to do it, you would just Google how to do scholarships. How do you apply for scholarships? Or you would, because a lot of people are aware that my account exists, you would click the website in my bio that I always talk about. And I say I put so much information and resources on. You would click on it and you would read the stuff that I'm not even asking you money for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would do it, but you don't. And it's not to, you know, make you feel bad or talk down on you, because I've been there and I know it. But it's like, you have to want it. I could post all the information in the world. I could post a full video tutorial where I go step by step. And if you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. So you have to decide that you want to do it. You know what I mean? Another thing is, like, you know, when you're starting the process, you're not going to have all the answers. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. That's normal. Doing anything that's going to happen, you still have to just do it. Like, that's the first step of it, is just do it. I remember I made a little TikTok video, and the audio was like, don't overthink it, just start. You know, don't question it, just start. Don't you know, just, it was the goal of it was just saying, like, just start. And somebody commented, they were mad. They were like, well, tell me how to do it. Just tell me how to start the scholarships. Just tell me how to do it. And I'm like, number one, I've been doing it the whole time. And number two, the way that you start scholarships is you just do it. That's it. You just start. I'm telling you how to do it. You just start. You find an application. I have a ton of information on, like, free resources, how to use Google, how to search for these applications. And then the applications break it down step by step on what they want for you. It's not a mystery. It's not like you're finding, you know, you're going on a mission to steal the Declaration of Independence. You're not trying to find the missing eighth wonder of the world. Like, you're not trying to, it's not rocket science. It's all there. And I promise you, you're overthinking it because you're stressed out, you need the money, you don't have help, people aren't telling you about this. I understand why. Again, I'm not trying to make you like the enemy here. I'm on your side because I've been on that side of being confused and just going, man, I just wish somebody could do this for me. I just wish somebody could, you know, I've been there. The reality is, however, you're gonna have to take initiative to do it. And that's just it. So if you want to get started, it's like the way you start is to start. And again, I'm linking all the resources, all the tutorials in the little description. So don't yell at me, but it's there. And if you want to get started, the number one thing you got to do is tell yourself that you're ready to start and really put in the work to get started. Because the first step is literally just finding an application, which I have a ton of resources on how to do that, doing the application, and then wash, rinse, and repeat. That's it. That's the secret. The next biggest thing was beyond people not being motivated to do it, having like the mental block, or just not knowing how to get started. The next thing that I saw was a lot of people talking about time. And again, another disclaimer for y'all. I don't know your life. I don't know your story. I don't know what you're going through. If you really are like, you have a packed schedule, you can't do anything, I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, you and Beyonce got the same amount of hours in a day, so figure it out. Like, I don't know you. Okay? So don't project on me and start getting mad when I'm about to say what I'm about to say. You know yourself better than me. You know what pace you can go at. You know, okay? I'm just giving you a little bit of an inside perspective on what I went through. I'm the person that one of the biggest things whenever I know I should be doing something, but I don't put any effort to do it, I go, I don't have enough time. I just don't have enough time in the day. For example, my YouTube channel, I have been abandoning it on and off. And one of the biggest things I go is like, I just don't have time to do a video. I just don't have time. I just don't have the time. I'm just so busy. I'm just such a busy girl. I just don't have time to do it. I have time. I'm doing it now. I had to, you know, take out the tripod, take out the camera, sit down, write some notes on it. You know, it took a bit of time, but I had the time. You know, I look at what I do some days. You know, some days I'll go on YouTube, I'll watch like a 2-hour podcast or a 2-hour video breaking down the drama between Trisha Paytas and Ethan from H3H3. And I'm like really invested in the drama. Then I'm watching another video that breaks down that video. And it's like, I'm sitting, you know, I sit and I look at myself and I go, oh, but you don't have time to make YouTube videos, but you can watch 2-hour videos about people that, you know, you get what I'm saying? And I know, and again, I know not all of y'all like that. Some of y'all are really out there. Y'all are grinding. Y'all gotta, you know, do a lot of stuff. Understood. But there's a lot of us out there that do have time to do the things that we need to do. We just like to use time as an excuse when actually you make time for the things that you want to make time for. And I'll tell you, like, when I was in high school, I did a lot. I was involved in a lot of things. I was busy. I still made time for the scholarships, and it really took just slowly building myself up and creating like a realistic schedule for myself. So again, like if you know you're busy, you're involved in clubs and organizations, or maybe you have a job, or maybe both, or you've got other obligations, start off small. You don't have to do like 100 applications a week. But let's say you just start off, you're like, this month I'm gonna challenge myself, I'm gonna do 5 scholarships. They don't all have to be essays. Maybe you do 2 essays and 3 scholarships that are maybe just short answers or something. You know what I mean? Take baby steps. Even baby steps are steps in the right direction. So if you take a little baby step and just go, you know, maybe I'll just do 1 application this week and I'll see where I am with that and see how it is. Because you'll find the more you do these applications, the less time they really take. And I've said this before, I was knocking out 20 applications a month. Not all of them took essays, not all of them took a ton of work, but I got in a groove of things where it was like, it was just easy to do. It really got easy to do. This sounds like it's the most annoying thing to realize in life, but the way to get used to doing more in life is to just consistently do it. Make it a routine. Because when you make things a routine, you don't think about it. Like, you don't really, if you're in the routine of waking up and doing your morning routine, you do your skincare routine, you brush your teeth, you know, get dressed, whatever, it's like you can almost just go through the motions and do that. You're not consciously thinking about it. And that's how, you know, I got through the scholarship process, is that it just quickly became this routine of like, okay, I'm gonna knock out these applications, boom, 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 I write them down, send it, whatever, and then I just keep going. And I didn't even have to think about it or overcomplicate things. It was just something that I did. It was just simply something that, you know, got done, and that was it. So you make time for the things you want to make time for, keeping in mind that I don't know your schedule. But if you can really just, I challenge you to sit down and just do an audit of your day. Sit down, go through like a week, and just like take note of what you're doing. Are you coming home from school and sleeping for 5 hours? Or are you scrolling on social media? Maybe you getting lost on TikTok for like 5 hours, you know what I mean? 2-3 hours when you could be doing something maybe more productive. Are you, you know, I'm not gonna, you know yourself, you know your schedule, but if you know there's some time where you can plan a little bit more, be a little bit more productive, I also challenge you to do that as well. But yeah, this was fun. This was fun. I want to do more videos where like I try to talk to as many of y'all directly, because I know for me, I didn't have anybody to talk to and to keep me motivated. And so that was really, really difficult. So as much as I can be there to kind of like keep y'all going, or, you know, troubleshoot any issues, I'd love to do that. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Did I hit it on the nose? Do you have some feedback? I'm open to suggestions. Okay, but this was fun. Again, I'm hoping, I'm not gonna make any promises I can't keep, but I'm really, really, really excited about the YouTube grind coming back. So yeah, thank you guys. I'll catch you on the other side. Make sure you follow my socials to stay up with me. Yeah, bye.